Call Halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah Bahashim Kodash. That's who this world ignorantly called God and Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit in the Paleo ancient Hebrew tongue. Double honors to the elders and apostles across the four corners of the earth that's pushing this truth and sincerity. We know where that truth lives with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Here to give some quick insight on what's been going on, man. About this war in Iran, man. How Iran is ready to retaliate, man. And this devil has been, harassing Iran for years, man. For years, and he hasn't stopped, man. And now, he's up here on the podium. You got DJ Trump on the podium talking about, Iranian soldiers will be deleted. This man, these devils, bro, they do not care. Their their kingdom is fallen, and they must bring in, they new world order, that they, been wanting to orchestrate, far as chipping people and, jabbing them up with these juices from the vax, he just doesn't stop, man. And now he's on the verge of, warring with these other nations, man. He's on the verge of just warring with all these nations. But it's through prophecy that these nations are going to gather up and come amongst this man. You got Iran standing up, Iraq, Russia, China. He done stole oil from them. He's on a rampage, man, because why? He sees his kingdom falling, man. See, when it comes to these so-called white folks, man, they see Negroes, Jake can lose everything, man. Jake can lose everything, and it won't bother Jake because Jake come from poverty. But when you get a nation of people that's wicked and was only placed on this earth to be wicked, hide all truth, tell all lies, and make himself great, they're going to do that nation is going to do anything they can to stay within power. Whether it's destroying the whole world, when it comes to these so-called white people, they cannot lose, their wealth or, they can't lose it, man. They'll go insane. That's how they are. They lose 100, they lose 100,000. They damn near getting ready to commit suicide, man. That's how they're set up, man. They're not the Lord's chosen people, man. They live through their wealth, man. We live through the spirit on this side. But this place is on high alert, man. You can expect something to happen real soon, man. The way this man actions is, he should be as a madman sparing none, man. And that's what this devil is. That's what type of timing the Lord got this devil on. But I'm gonna play a little bit of this video, man. Show you how these Edomites is they're panicking, man. They are scared and they ready to just go against the government, but they're not realizing they want to put their focus on Israel and everything. But meanwhile, what about the Epstein files, man? You guys just going to sweep that up under the rug, man? What about the Epstein files? Bring that out. Now, even though it's a distraction as well, but, quit. This devil loves to fucking... Soon as his bullshit come out, he want to push the narrative onto another nation, man. These devils, Man, they wicked as hell, man. They always hide their hands, man. But yeah, let me play this video, man. This is Red Acted News. And yeah, it's you can subscribe to him, man. They be Esau beyond he could be an Edomite, could be an Israelite, I don't know, but he exposed a lot of what these elites are trying to do, man. And we're in a time to where, man, hey, these elites want to turn everybody into AI, man. You know? They got the NANO tech in you, you know what I mean? So hey, you a whole motherfucker, you a whole router, you a whole wire. Especially the ones that took the vac. But let's get into what this man talking about with this war, though.
And you can use your Rumble wallet. Go to wallet.rumble.com, download the Rumble wallet.
And Salak, I own no rights to this video. It's all for educational purposes only. You know, I own no rights to it. I am not earning no income from it. It's all for educational purposes only. But let's get to it. I'm going to bring out a couple precepts as well, man. But we going to listen to these devils, man, because they're scared, man.
Today, open an account and step away from the big banks. Wallet.rumble.com.
All right. Well, for decades, the U.S. government has warned that Iran is on the brink of reigniting its nuclear weapons and that they are a threat to America. We've heard this before in the early 2000s during the Obama years, under the first Trump administration, and again under President Biden. Now the language changes slightly. The urgency is always imminent, though. It's always right there, right? Like right around the corner. You're going to blink and it's going to be there. And there's always new proof. Here yesterday is Vice President J.D. Vance saying again he has fresh intelligence that Iran does have a renewed nuclear program. We blew it up 6 months ago, but I have new evidence that it's back. It's like herpes. Watch.
Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. If they try to rebuild a nuclear weapon, that causes problems for us. And in fact, we've seen evidence that they have tried to do exactly that. So the president sending those negotiators to try to address that problem, as the president has said repeatedly, he wants to address that problem diplomatically, but of course the president has other options as well.
Hey, how much does it cost to insure a normal car? Oh, about $50 or $70. Depends. How much is yours? Me? I pay about $54 for full coverage. For a regular car? I mean, it's a Dodge Hellcat. How did you get it down that low? I use one of those marketplaces. Okay, but did it work? Yeah, something I do every time my policy is about to end. Why? I mean, if you look closely at your bill, you'll notice that the longer you stay with the company, your bill starts to increase, right? Yeah, I have. Yeah, once I caught on to that, I started using marketplaces to get new rates. Can I do that on my phone? Yeah, that's all I use.
Okay. Now, fresh intel. This video is also going viral this week. This is a compilation of 2 decades of Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu saying that Iran has a nuclear program and it's weeks, if not months away. Watch.
If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year.
They have the wherewithal, the stored up, preserved knowledge to make a bomb very quickly. If they wanted to.
Iran is so dangerous. Weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs.
They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about 90% of having the enriched uranium for an atom bomb.
Iran is gearing up to produce 25 bombs, atomic bombs a year, 250 bombs in a decade.
Iran will be capable of producing alone, without importing anything, nuclear bombs within 3 to 5 years.
Once Saddam has nuclear weapons, the terror network will have nuclear weapons. Next thing you'll see is a nuclear bomb in the World Trade Center. If you take out Saddam's regime, I guarantee you that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region.
It's been so great.
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's been unbelievable how well.
See that? Since 1998, these devils have been saying Iran got missiles, weapons of mass destruction, man. What was that, 19? Let me rewind that a little bit, Salak. 1995, man. Since 1995, man. Since 1995, this devil has been talking about Iran got weapons, man. And you know, it's not the fact that Iran got weapons of mass destruction. The one biggest key thing is about Iran is they don't have a central bank there, man. Okay? They don't have a Rothschild bank there. Okay? That's why that's one big reason why they have been coming at Iran like this, man. You know? Saying all this because they want to get there, get control, and establish their international banking system. Rothschild and the elites and the Rockefellers, they want their banking system there, man. And Iran has not allowed it. You know? Iran has not allowed it. Let me see. And that these devils, man, you know, they have pressed Iran for years. You know? For 31 years, they have been pressing Iran, saying they got missiles, man. Lying. Just lying. Let me get a precept, man. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 58. I'm going to start at verse 2. Yeah, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the, verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, man. And, you know, this guy represents, you know, the small hats, man, which are one of the top wicked motherfuckers on earth, man. And they're according to the scriptures, they are Amalek, man. Okay? The children of Amalek, man. The small hats, the Jewish, the chosen, okay? You know, it says, yeah, verse 2, yeah, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth, man. So these devils, you know, they have been lying on Iran, bombing them and stealing oil pipelines and trying to extort them, man. You know, for over 30 years, man. For over 30 years, man. They are estranged from the womb. As soon as they be born, they speaketh lies, man. And hey, these devils done claimed that they the people in 1948. And, you know, no one tested it. No one questioned it. No one questioned it, man. You know, but when we out there telling our people, y'all are the chosen people, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the chosen people, y'all tell like the brother said, y'all, they want you to get a whole DNA test. You know? Y'all question us, but won't question these people, man. Won't question these wicked souls. In the Iraq and Iran, they know that they're not the chosen, bro. They know that they're not the chosen. They know who the chosen is, man. You Negroes just don't. You Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians don't. When y'all are. It's what's crazy.
To produce 25 bombs, atomic bombs a year, 250 bombs in a decade.
Iran will be capable.
Talking about they producing, they probably did, which, you know, we don't know. But don't think that they don't got weapons of mass destruction, man. Especially in this time, you know? Especially in this time, man. Because the Lord is about to take off. The Lord is about to have these other nations take off on this place, man. Real live. This is, 2nd Ezra. I'm going to let this play a little bit more. Then I'm going to get this precept.
Producing alone, without importing anything, nuclear bombs within 3 to 5 years.
Once Saddam has nuclear weapons, the terror network will have nuclear weapons. Next thing you'll see is a nuclear bomb in the World Trade Center. If you take out Saddam's regime, I guarantee you that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region.
It's been so great.
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's been unbelievable how well it's gone.
Can we hold him to that promise? Is that possible?
No, you can't hold him to that promise. No. And when is a journalist going to actually say,
vision.
If I got to sit down with an
You hear that devil? You hear that devil say, "This is his vision." Like she don't want to be involved in what this devil about to say. You know what I mean? And because he's about to go in. He about to say some shit, man. And hey, no, you can't hold that man to that. He been saying that for 30 years, man, and they ain't found not one weapon. But these Americans here, they think that America is so great and oh yeah. Now don't get me wrong, man. Who shall make war with the beast? Cause what they did to Venezuela, they put down a little demo on Venezuela. You know what I mean? So this devil, yes. It's going to take all these nations to beat this devil, man. Because this devil got some shit, But it's prophecy that, these other nations will come against this whore.
That would literally be the first video I would show him. Of course, he would never do our show, but that would be the first video that I would show him. Like, you've repeatedly said this, and you've led us down this trail repeatedly. It hasn't come to fruition. When is that going to change?
Yeah, is this your great vision of positive things in the Middle East? Is this it? We're here? Because I don't think this is so fun. It's not fun for me. Now, I want to remind you that during the Bush administration, George W. Bush, the U.S. launched the world's first cyber weapon, Stuxnet, on Iran's nuclear centrifuges, which were never proven to be for weapons, but they still did it. Bush left office and Obama said, I got it. He took the baton and kept this cyber weapon going. So this is bipartisan, the attack on Iran. And in fact, Obama's State Department then went on to sanction Iran into oblivion all the while trying to prove that Iran had a nuclear bomb to justify it. One of his demonic officials bragged about it in this evil book. If you'd like to, get really mad, read this. In 8 years, they inflicted suffering on innocent civilians in Iran. They weren't able to get the same medicines as these demonic Washington livers who can order food and go to a CVS and get whatever they want, but they still were sanctioning Iran under the auspices that they may have a nuclear program. President Trump now seems to be sort of picking that up and saying, oh, yes, we know, nuclear program. It's like a weed. It's like a nuclear whack-a-mole, basically. Now, on Tucker Carlson's show this week, Clayton was his guest, and he said that the threat of this war alone is a psyop. So if you are feeling that, if you're like, oh my God, is it coming any minute now? Okay, never mind, it's not. Oh wait, yes, it is. Well, you're not alone, but this is the largest military buildup in the Gulf since the Gulf War. So joining us to break it down today are two men with very different but deeply informed perspectives. We have Colonel Douglas Macgregor and former CIA officer John Kiriakou. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming. Now, I want to ask you this question, and I think we'll start with Colonel Mack, if you don't mind. Given how unpopular this war is, how unwilling Americans are to go along with it, how much would it cost us in lives and money, given all of that? Politico is now reporting that the Pentagon wants Israel to strike first. In order, the U.S. can't be first blood because it's so unpopular. Now, this seems to me an admission that they know that Iran will not strike first. So why are we so trigger happy, Colonel? What is the reality of how the U.S. military would fare in an actual war against Iran?
Jay, you should be using Anaconda's shoulder bracelet we just got. Promotes blood flow to the area. Is great.
Well, obviously, this is more evidence that the people in Washington think Americans are incredibly stupid. Because they think that somehow or another, by encouraging the Israelis to fire the first shot, that we'll understand or believe instantly that, we didn't do a thing, and now we have to because Israel's in the fight.
Right.
That's right. That's what this devil do, man. This devil moves deceitfully, man. And he uses his media to attack, make moves on other nations, saying like, oh, you know, they're over there hurting their people. They're over there when really they listen. They over there living their life according to how they live and how their government is, man. What is it to you to go over there and fuck with them people, man? You know? And that's the narrative he always pushes. So like he pushes that they're over there killing their own people and telling them the women they can't do this and they can't do that. Like, look, so that's on them. That's how the Lord got them living over there. That's how the Lord got their kings ruling over there. What is it to you to go over there and mess with their order they have? Because some of them in Iran and Iraq, some of them is still living by the laws of Yahweh. Some of them are still living by the laws, man. You know, they are living by the laws of the Lord. You know, taking out judgment. Let me see. Get a preset real quick, man. You know, because like he said, they think Americans stupid. They think, you know, they waiting on Iran to do the first, make the move so they can say, oh, look, you know, they attacked us. Now we can go annihilate them. You know, that's what Esau, wants to do. Let me get this precept. It says, where's it at? People can. Oh, Salak. Salak, bear with me. I'm gonna let this play.
Americans aren't that dumb. And I think Americans actually know this is all about Israel. So we can sit around and debate the pros and cons of the whole thing, but this is all about Israel, and it's about Israel's agents in the United States, the collection of billionaire Zionists who essentially are dictating policy to our government. And you know, I hope you remember that the only time the Democrats and Republicans all stood and cheered wildly was when Mr. Trump talked about attacking Iran. That seems to have been the unifying force, because that's where the money is. Who's paying these people? Where's it coming from? Well, those billionaires are pouring money into these people, and they all know that if you go along with it, you're going to get more money, and if you don't, they're going to give it to your opponent. So now, militarily, how will this goes? That's a real tough call. You know, I've been looking at Larry Johnson's work today. Larry put together a great story involving all the various types of aircraft on both sides and the types of missiles and so forth and so on. The truth is this. This is a big country, very large. They have a lot of very bright, capable people. This is not a backward desert waste.
He's talking about Iran. Listen to this devil talk about Iran, man. Iran, the Lord got some shit for this devil if he go over there and fuck with these motherfuckers, man. It's going to end all wars, man. It's going to be the end. This war is going to be the end, bro. It definitely is, man. Because why? This nigga ain't right. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. His soul that is lifted up is not upright in him. That's Esau, man. That is Esau. That's these devils, man. You know? These devils been fucking with these folks for 30 years, man. And look, let's read verse 5. Yeah, also because he has transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. Never keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death. and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations and heap unto him all people, man. And that's what these central bankers do. They want to go there, set up their banks, their banking system, and force them to use this fiat currency, so eventually they can have everything in their hands and crash it when they want. But ultimately they want to bring in this, human transit, human transmitting, AI, turning niggas into superhumans, you know what I'm saying? Making niggas bugged out, man. This devil is putting fly DNA in the jab, man. You can go get you can just go get your blood, taken, man. And it's nanotech in those needles, man. And they said they have the right to do it because the bill has been passed. So these devils, they just do extra shit, bro. They just do extra shit. He never keepeth at home. So what if they got weapons of mass destruction? Why leave them folks alone? They ain't dropping them on you. But this man, what he wants to enlarge and let me read it again. This is verse 5. Also because he transgressive by wine, he is a proud man. He transgressive by wine by putting out all these philosophies, man. All these Esau got niggas believing whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? And behind that, he became a proud man, man. He got his weapons. He invested in his weapons. He is a proud man. You see what Trump talk, man. You see the way Trump talk on them. You see the way Trump talk, man. This man talks crazy. He knows what they got and what this place is capable of. So he is a proud man. It says, neither keepeth at home. See? For over 30 years, these folks, Israel been claiming Iran got all these missiles, man. These folks ain't got it. They ain't found nothing. Still been messing with these folks. They never stay within their boundaries, within their borders. They always go cross borders or put sanctions on a place just because they want something, man. And you don't think Iran has the right to attack? Over 30 years, you don't think these folks got the right to attack this place? It says, neither keepeth at home who enlarges his desire as hell and is as deaf and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations and heap unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him and taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his? How long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay, with debt. This devil was in so much debt with all nations, but still running around taking shit. Still running around bothering these other nations or putting sanctions on them, telling them what they need to do. And y'all don't think this man is the devil?
Disposal plant. This is a serious country with a long and distinguished history. These people are not going to
he's talking about Iran. Let's listen.
Waste disposal plant. Very large. They have a lot of oil. I've been looking at Larry Johnson's work today. Larry put together a great story involving all the various types of aircraft on both sides and the types of missiles and so forth and so on. The truth is this. This is a big country, very large. They have a lot of very bright, capable people. This is not a backward desert waste disposal plant. This is a serious country with a long and distinguished history. These people are not going to surrender. They're not going to submit to Israeli hegemony on the basis of our threats. So they're going to fight. What have they got? They have an almost inexhaustible arsenal of missiles, and at least 2,000 of them fall into the theater ballistic missile category, maybe a few less, but it's close to 2,000. Then they have a lot of other medium-range ballistic missiles, cruise missiles. Some of these are of a relatively new variety from China, including missiles designed to attack and demolish or even sink ships. The range, though, of course, is an issue, and the radars are an issue. We know that the Chinese have provided some very new state-of-the-art radars that theoretically can look out to 420, 430 miles and even identify stealth aircraft at that range. On the other hand, we have extraordinary aircraft. There's no question about it. This is the largest, I think, collection of modern aircraft, fifth generation and fourth generation, that the world has ever seen. And these aircraft can reach out far beyond the normal range thanks to the weapon systems they carry. We don't need to go through all of them, but they have the capacity to destroy a number of these radars at a distance, at a standoff distance. But we don't know the range of the missiles that will be fired at them in some cases. Some of these are Russian in origin, but a lot of them are also Chinese. So to answer your question.
See that? Russia put them on and China put them on, man. So they packing, man. The Lord got them packing. The Lord got them packing, man. You know? Should not we put a tiny proverb against this man? And say, woe to him that increases that which is not his? Should not this man should not this man be repaid, man? You know, and like, what's so crazy is like, man, nobody actually want to hold Esau accountable for nothing, man. Nothing. Now his own people is starting to hold them accountable, man. His own nation of people is starting to realize these elites ain't nothing but niggas. Fucking niggas, man. You know? But the Lord prophesied that, you know, these Iranians will come like this. Because why, man? This man look is way more stout than his fellows. Man, his look is more stout than his fellows, man. You know, Esau is really flexing out here, man. He's really flexing. He's a prideful man. Let me get this. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse start at 27. Okay. For now, this is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 27. It's a lot. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. That's cutting a lot of Christians. Everybody gonna be saved? Nah. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabian shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, and they which Salat. I'm gonna read that again. Verse 29. Where the nations of the dragons of the Arabian shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all that which hear them may fear and tremble. So, you know, these Arabs, man, you know, the Lord is getting them routed up. He's getting them in a comeback spirit, man, to come against this devil, man. Okay? And those chariots, man, is gonna be these missiles, man. You know, they're gonna send ICBM missiles, man, as well. They're gonna do. Hey, you best believe something's gonna happen. They just claim war. Something's gonna happen to this place soon, man. You can expect something to happen. You can expect an event, a sleeper cell, something. Iranian ain't no. These folks ain't no hoes, man. It's not even about them. It's what the Lord is going to do, man. This is ordained. It's going to happen. This war is going to happen. Our people, oh, why are you always just talking about hateful things and positive and kind of be Look, man, what positive do you want to come out of? There ain't no positive coming out of this but the elect. But the elect. There's nothing positive to give to you in this time. Only positive thing to give y'all is live by the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah and repent. Repent and live by his word, man. And come to thy truth and believe in the names, man. That's where it starts. If you don't believe in the names, then you're fucking done. You're done. Verse 30. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. And the land of Assyria, that's Babylon, man. Okay? They're not going to be destroying their own land. That's Babylon, okay? You dig deep into research, that's Babylon. I'm going to go into, matter of fact, I'm going to, and the Carmanians are the Iranians, man, okay? It says, I looked it up, the Iran, are the Iranians connect to the Carmanians in the scriptures? No. It says, yes, the Carmanians are often spelled Carmanians with an O. In some Bible verses are directly connected to the ancient Persians and by extension to modern day Iran. You see? So the Persians in the scriptures in Daniel 7 is the Iranians, man. It's Iran, you know? And, you know, they're all connected. Iran, the Arabians, you know? It's a lot. But, yeah, while not mentioned in the canonical Old or New Testament, they are appeared in the Apocrypha, 2nd Ezra 15 and 30, as a fierce, warlike people associated with the Persian Empire. And that's right. See? These scriptures don't lie, man. The Lord don't lie, man. This is going to happen. It's ordained to happen. So expect something to happen upon this land soon. Real soon, man.
Worst case, we could have our bases utterly destroyed in the region. They may actually be able to go all the way out to nearly the Red Sea and beyond Israel. We don't know. We know that they see everything. They have satellite-based intelligence from China and Russia. We also know that they have agents on the ground who can pick up the proverbial cell phone and call. So there are a lot of people out there that are going to help them, and they've got lots of information. The real question is, how tightly integrated are these air defenses? How much experience is on the ground? I'm told there are hundreds, maybe as many as 2,000 Chinese on the ground in Iran helping the Iranians.
Wow.
I would think that that's necessary because you can't deliver some of the technology that's come in within the last few weeks and expect these people to be able to do it. Now, we have Americans in F-16s flying for the Ukrainians, not in U.S. uniform, but they have gotten permission from the National Command authorities to go over there and fly these aircraft on the west side of the Dnieper. I would not be surprised if there are not some Chinese pilots on the ground ready to climb into the cockpit and fly some of the new aircraft that are being delivered to Iran. Then, of course, you have the Russians, and the Russians have excellent intelligence. They've got lots of ships. They've got lots of submarines. I think the Chinese have submarines and ships out in the area. I don't know how many are currently stationed outside the Strait of Hormuz, but there are several. All of this suggests that we could take losses. Could we have 500 casualties? Sure. Could we have only 300 or 400? Potentially. Can we kill thousands of Iranians? Yes, there's no question about it. So the losses the Iranians will take will be disproportionate because this bombing campaign, air and missile campaign, is not designed to induce compliance with Mr. Netanyahu's demands. It's designed to disintegrate the state, to fragment the society, to induce chaos in the hopes that all of this will collapse like a house of cards. Now, I don't think it'll work, but I think that's the real purpose behind it all. And the question is, how long can we keep it up? 10 days, 2 weeks, not too much longer. So Iran's principal mission is to survive. If they survive, they win. If they collapse like a house of cards, they lose.
And
that's what Esau wants to do. He wants to stop prophecy, man. He wants to stop prophecy. He wants to get himself out of the captivity of what Yahweh Bashem Yahushua got for him, man. But he can't stop it. He can't stop it. He want to stop prophecy, man. And you're not going to stop that. The Lord said he's going to allow these Iranians to go back to their wild state. And look at them, man. They ready to attack. And they are going to attack, man. You know, you better believe that. They're going to attack.
And we look great if they disintegrate and collapse. But if they survive, we look stupid. Because we've thrown everything in the world at them, and it hasn't worked.
John, I want to get to you in a second. I have a nuclear question for you here in the intelligence piece, but just, Colonel, on that last part here, I mean, what is the end game plan? This is something that Tucker and I talked about yesterday. Like, what actually is the long-term goal and plan? I haven't heard, I think you've said this before, but I haven't heard anyone in Washington say what the long-term plan is other than, Lindsey Graham saying, kill Khomeini and regime change. Well, that's not a plan.
The long-term strategic goal is the same as it's been, I think, for almost 30 years, and that is to make the region safe for Israel. That means to establish Israeli hegemony over the region. Again, I think it's going to be extremely difficult to do that because just within the last few days, you've had the former Prime Minister Naftali announce on Israeli television and to the whole world that if you think Iran is a tough problem, we think that Turkey or Turkey is now the greatest potential threat to Israel, maybe greater than Iran. So I think the whole thing is about we've got to beat everybody into submission and submit to Israel. That's it. That's the goal.
That's always been his goal. That's always been his damn devil goal. Beat his own tongue should fall upon him, man. This is their nature, bro. This is their nature. This is their nature, bro. This is what they always wanted to do. Beat people in submission. They see the dollar crashing. Now this devil, he wants to just go around and just like you said, beat people in submission. But the Lord ain't gonna allow that to happen. And hey, let me get a precept. But hey, this man too prideful to see it. Get a precept. This is the book of Obadiah. The book of Obadiah. Only one chapter. Only one chapter. Yeah, I'm gonna start at verse 1. The vision of Obadiah saith Yahweh, power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Yeah, it's happening. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised, man. And we are seeing that now, man. And it's beautiful, man, to see these other nations get routed up to and going against this devil, man. Because wow, we know that's prophecy speeding up, man. That's prophecy speeding up. Things are happening, man. And this is what we've been waiting on, man. Jake ain't afraid of it. Jake afraid, but not afraid, man. Jake is more happy, man, because Jake get out of this state, more than anything. So, yeah, bring the war. Esau, do what you got to do, so my Lord words can be fulfilled. Verse 2, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised, man. And these nations are ready to go against this devil, man. China and Russia, the Lord done put on China and Russia hard to give them these missiles, man. Set them up. If Putin is funding all these countries these missiles, man, that lets you know the word of the Lord is real. The Lord said he's going to have all these nations rise up against her in battle, man, against this whore, which you know as America. It says, verse 3, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliff of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground, man? And just like this devil just described, man, they love to beat niggas in submission, man. He has no other tactic, man. Who shall bring him down to the ground? Who? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah will, man. Real soon. It's prideful devil, man. Let me get another one. This is Proverbs 16, Proverbs 16 and 18, man. Pride goeth before destruction, man. Pride goeth before destruction, man. What was it? What was it? 18 and 16? Roughly paraphrasing, man. Roughly paraphrasing. Pride goeth before destruction, man. You know what I mean? And this devil, hey, we're seeing it in live action right now, man. And this is what we watch for, man. As, we serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, man. This is what we watch for. Even through afflictions, man. This is what we watch for, man. And this is why we do have to pray more, man. We have to pray more, man. We have to pray more. And the Lord has been allowing me to come across that a lot, man. Praying more, man. I pray, but I don't really pray for nothing. I pray to be watched over. That's all I pray for, really, man. I'm a plain man. I want to get through this trials and tribulations and these JT and the MOTB, you know? That's all I really pray for, man, you know?
I don't think it's attainable, but I think that's the goal.
John, I want to ask him about this. So on the intelligence gathering piece of this, right, you heard J.D. Vance saying, we've seen evidence of this, and that this is happening now. Their nuclear program is back. Of course, you'll recall, of course, that the White House issued a press release on June 25th. I'm reading it right now. Iran's nuclear facilities have been obliterated, and suggestions otherwise are fake news. That was the headline from the White House. You can read it right now on the White House's own website. So in 8 months, John, like they've completely reconstituted. It's back. How would we know? Someone in the chat room said, how would they know unless they're there and they're boots on the ground? From an intelligence gathering perspective, how would we know?
Because this is what the Israelis are telling us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've been traditionally weak in terms of boots on the ground in Iran, and we've long relied on the Israelis passing intelligence to us and then just treating it as gold straight from the mouth of God. But the Israelis tell us what they want us to believe, and we just run with it. I think that, look, starting at the beginning.
Now the Israelis tell y'all they got weapons of mass destruction, man. See,
Ayatollah Khamenei, the supreme leader, issued a fatwa decades ago saying that Iran would not build a nuclear bomb. The CIA has published two, not one, but two national intelligence estimates saying that the Iranians do not have a nuclear weapons program. The Israelis and the United States together released the Stuxnet virus, which destroyed Iran's centrifuges, even if they were spinning to enrich uranium. The bottom line is there really is no Iranian nuclear weapons program. There never has been. They have a nuclear program, but I haven't seen any evidence, even when I was still inside the CIA, to indicate that they were trying to build a nuclear bomb.
No, because it's not about the nuclear, man. Them folks want they want a central bank there, and they want oil pipelines, man. That's what it is, man. Ain't about no goddamn weapons of mass destruction.
And even if they had one, they don't have a delivery system for it anyway. So Iran is no threat to the United States. I don't believe Benjamin Netanyahu when he says that it's an existential threat to Israel. It's Israel that's the existential threat to Iran. Iran's not the country that has had a history of attacking all of its neighbors. It hasn't attacked its neighbors. Israel certainly has attacked its neighbors. And so this is just one of those, another in a long line of made-up crises where the Israelis try to either talk us into or trick us into doing their dirty work for them.
I've been thinking about the sale of this war, and I'm old enough to remember the Yellow Ribbon campaign during the Iraq War, and that was brilliant, and it was funded by the Pentagon. So we thought that it was an organic way to support the troops, and people did. They had it on their cars. They had it on their clothing. They had it on T-shirts. And at the height of that war, over 70% of Americans supported that. And if you didn't, you were called unpatriotic. And it was brilliant propaganda. Now we have the opposite. at least 70 or more % of Americans do not support this war. We are not going to wear any effing yellow ribbons. We're not falling for that.
Well, if you don't, bitch, if you don't support the war, they already said, Bibi already said, if you ain't on the wagon, you unalive. Unalive. That's what type of timing these folks is on, man. he literally said that, man. I can't get it on TikTok. They banned me from TikTok. But bro, yeah. And hey, these folks ain't playing, man. These folks said, if you ain't with the war, what Israel want to do, you'll be unalive. You'll be unalive. So yeah, it is going to be a war on the people. It definitely is, man. It definitely is going to be a war on the people, man. This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, man. And this is what, look, they talking about we ain't standing up for this war. Bitch, none of the wars you should have stand up for. None of them. It's all Esau just going over there tanking shit, doing what he want to do. But his media, his news, it's all controlled by the small hats as well. You know? It's all controlled by the small hats, man. They push these narratives on the news to tell the people whatever they want to tell them, but behind closed doors, they sending out the army, paying the army, paying the Navy, paying the military to go out there and take, steal, destroy. That's what this man really does, man. And that's why all these nations are about to buck up back at him, man. And that's why the people is mourning, man. You know, the state of people today, man, they are messed up. You got people today not even realizing this is going on, man. They're living under a fucking rock, bro. But these are mindsets that are focused on Babylon the Great, man. They're not focused on things outside of Babylon that's really going on. That's why a lot of our people are drunken with the wine, man. Meaning this place, man. This place will have you lost, man. Lost in a fucking sauce, man. If you ain't focused.
And how are they going to do this? And keeping in mind that the sale of that, the propaganda of that came from the Pentagon. That's why I'd like to ask you, Colonel, how can they possibly do this now that we just see bullshit coming out of their mouth?
Well, two things. First of all, Natalie, I'm shocked. I thought you were in kindergarten in the mid-90s.
I was in middle school but I remember it. Well, we wore it on backpacks.
The way I heard it from Morris and how you met, it's kind of scary.
She's pushing 50, I'm telling you, man. She might look
I'm 47 and a half, actually.
She's got a cherubic face, Colonel.
On Saturday, I'll be 47 and a half. It's my half birthday.
And another quick point, and John knows this from his experience, I'm sure. Presidents get the generals they want, and presidents get the intelligence they want. We need to keep that in mind. If you don't like the intelligent assessment that was just delivered, you tell them to go back and do it again and bring it back when it says what I want it to say. So that's a permanent problem. Look, this whole thing is a catastrophe, and I think President Trump is running an enormous risk. This is not something the American people want and are prepared to support. This country today is radically different from what it was in 1990. I remember when, we deployed to the desert in 1990. We came back in 1991. There was this sort of outpouring of pride, satisfaction, and happiness that we had erased, frankly, the stain of dishonor from Vietnam. Not because of the things that we did there. We did a lot of things wrong, But because people were...
It is because of the things you did there as well, man. What the hell? Because what y'all did... See how these devils just say certain things to like bypass what they did in the past and try to make it seem like, okay, what they're doing today ain't so bad, like type shit. Like, man. Yeah, man. I ain't want to make this video long. I just want to get into it a little bit, man. You know what I mean? It's an hour long, man. I ain't going to watch it all. Just 23 minutes into it, man. You know, you can watch it yourself, man. Go subscribe to these folks, man. To these devils, man, because the Lord got them on the type of time and exposing these elites, you know. But there is another video I did half of that I'm going to finish doing the other half on. That's important as well. You know, but with that, I'm going to end it. On to the next.